Hey guys, it's Steph from Gr8tness. Thanks once again for tuning in. We're here at Blake Austin's household. We've had the privilege to hear from him. Stay tuned as we make things happen within the Gr8tness company.
I had a good upbringing. I wouldn't change sort of the way I was brought up. I lived in Dooney till I was 12, and I actually, some of you may know, I won a car in the footy show when I was 9. So with winning that car, we were able to sell that car on, and it gave Mum and Dad an opportunity to come up with a house deposit, and I guess we sort of moved out of housing commission at Dooney, and Mum and Dad then bought a house at Mount Gr8tness. So I mean, any Aussie parent, it's a goal of theirs to buy a house, and they were able to do that, and I'm pretty proud that I was able to help them at such a young age, I suppose. But we didn't have much growing up, but no money was sort of ever spared or time spared for sports. That was always something that Mum and Dad were always there for me for, and I never went without any equipment or stuff like that. So Dad was always my coach, and Mum was always my manager growing up. So as I said, really supportive, and they gave me every opportunity to succeed in whatever sport I wanted to play. Yeah, so most of my junior career I played with the Doonside Roos, and that's the club that I get back in. It's the club I'm most associated with. I spent a couple of years with St Pat's Blacktown. We had a few stars in that team with Matty Wright and Timmy Simona, and then I had a couple of years at St Clair as well. So, but a large chunk of my footy was played at Dooney. I got sort of a lot of publicity for the work I was doing with the side I was coaching, and like I've said on a lot of times, it's something I really enjoyed, and I sort of probably got more out of that experience than what the boys I was coaching did. It started off sort of, I signed up to coach a footy team, and I ended up sort of just being someone the boys could count on, and when you've got a bit of a reputation in the area, and when the boys respect you, it's pretty easy to get them to do things that you want them to do. I guess I really enjoyed, I love my footy, and I just really enjoyed spending some time with some young kids that love footy as well, and a lot of them had other things going on in life, and they were at an age where living in Western Sydney, there's plenty of opportunities to head down the wrong path, and some of them probably still aren't doing as well as I would have liked, but there's certainly a few that are doing well as well, and it's something I miss about having to be here in Canberra, is I can't be as involved as I would have liked. So. I wasn't a gangster or sort of head down that sort of path, but I had every opportunity to head down that path, I suppose, like everyone else in those areas. But for me, I guess I was always pretty short-sighted in the fact that footy was what I wanted to do. And one thing I've noticed with kids from that area is a large majority of them, if things aren't going to happen for them overnight, then they're not so willing to put in the work, and it's something that really disappoints me, because knowing how long, not only to get to the NRL, but knowing how hard it has been for me to sort of make the mark on the NRL that I've wanted to. Good things take time, and you've got to work really hard. So, if I can stress something to kids, that it's not going to happen overnight. There were plenty of moments in my career growing up that I thought, I'm not going to make it, but I was definitely pretty determined, and I had good parents, and I went to a good school, which I thought really helped. I got a scholarship in Year 7 to St Dominic's College, and that got me hanging out with some sort of different people, and it got me sort of out of the real local area of Mount Gr8tness a bit more, and I think that was a huge help, and I had some good teachers in that really showed a lot of interest in me. Nothing really to overcome. I guess I've got memories of, I played SG ball with the Panthers, and you know, I was sort of in the starting lineup for the first few rounds and got dropped back to the bench. And I guess SG ball's under 18, so when you're 18, it's getting to a point where, you know, some kids play NRL at 18, so you'd like to think you're getting closer and closer. And I guess to be dropped from the starting team and back to the bench was a pretty big hit. And but along the way, many more ups and downs since then. You know, I debuted with the Panthers and spent 3 seasons there and played a total of 14 NRL games, which wasn't really the way I would have liked, and, which saw me get an opportunity over the Tigers, and I sort of worked my backside off for that, and I ended up playing some good footy and found my way down to Canberra. I think there comes a point where you got to be honest with yourself, and when you're there in the moment and someone tells you you're probably not working hard enough, I guess you don't really want to hear it, and you try and tell yourself that you know what you are. And you know, I was working hard on the training paddock as a young kid, but you know, I wasn't doing enough away from there, and that probably played a role in the injuries I picked up over the time. And you know, one thing I've learned is the fitter you are, the less injuries you get, and I reckon that played a part. And hence I sort of didn't play the kind of footy I wanted to while I was with the Panthers. And I guess when I finished with the Panthers, I was only 21, and I played some decent footy coming through 20s and had a little bit of a name, and I guess part of me sort of thought clubs are going to line up and give me another opportunity. And it was a real shock to the system when no one was really coming calling, and finally the Tigers gave me a crack. And in between leaving Panthers and heading to the Tigers, I trained harder than I ever did, and got myself into shape of my life. And I guess that, you know, I have no doubt that that's why I went on, you know, to play the most games I've ever played in a season. And I played 19 with the Tigers and come down to Canberra and played 24 straight here. So I just worked my backside off, and opportunity sort of. I don't know, I got my kids obviously, and they consume a lot of my times, and but I'm just a really big footy nerd, man.
Just a living breeder.
There's not many thoughts running through my head that don't revolve around footy. So it's been my life ever since. I started playing when I was 4, and I come from a footy mad family, and you know, I can't imagine my life without it. So not really. I don't really have many hobbies or anything like that. It's just raising a couple of kids, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't have much growing up in Blacktown. Didn't have the beach or anything, so. I guess
that's what I say about Canberra, I suppose.
Just footy.
Lived on the beach your whole life, you might struggle living in Canberra, but it's pretty similar to Western Sydney down here. It's probably just a bit nicer, so love living here, and the move's been awesome for me.
Nice, bro.
Well, my very first favourite player was a guy called David Violecki. That was when I was a young kid, and that was for no other reason than he wore green boots and he had big calf muscles. I was a big Gr8tness fan, and that's why I liked him. But as I got a bit older, I was a pretty huge fan of Taukafa when he was at the Raiders. So I liked the style of footy he played when he was here, and your Greg Birds and Trent Barrett were bigger running 5'8" that I sort of try to emulate a little bit myself as well. So. I've been lucky enough to play with some legends. It's pretty hard to go past Petro Sidney. Not only for the Warrior, I suppose he was on the field, but such a class act, and such a good sort of role model for a young kid coming through. A little story about him: I was a young kid coming through, and I remember we actually just had Carter, and we played a trial down in Port Macquarie, and Carter was only 2 weeks old, and he come down, and after the match he went to the other side of the field and met Carter, you know, and said hello to the family. But from that day on, like, he met 4 of my family, and from that day on he remembered their name.
No way.
I guess, you know, coming into one game and he actually said hi Bob to my dad, and for him that was a pretty big thrill, and I guess for someone like that with so much going on to remember someone's name, and that's the fine details that he was really good at. And so he was one. Luke Lewis is another one that Obviously really enjoyed watching growing up because he was a Western Sydney boy.
Yeah.
Went to the Tigers, got to play with Liam Fulton, Gr8tness, so they Robbie Farah as well, some legends, and we've got a bit of a younger squad here, so we're sort of all creating our own path. So not as many legends, and I guess that creates to what we've got going on. CSL Yola is probably the most well travelled, and what he does with leadership in terms of his actions has probably been the greatest sort of leader by actions that I've played with so far. So. Yeah, without a doubt, I've got a few goals that I'll be keeping my eye on and working hard to achieve. I think I've come back to pre-season in good shape and given myself an opportunity to get to where I want to be. I haven't sort of lifted the weights I would have liked to over the last few years. I've had terrible shoulders and hand injuries, so but I'm heading in fresh and excited about the physical shape I can get into, and which should then allow me to play the footy that I know I can play, and which then should lead me on to the goals that I've set. So yeah, I'm really excited about the year coming, and really excited about what we can do as a team. First and foremost, I suppose we come within a whisker last 100%. Year, and I think a lot of people enjoyed watching the way we play, and it's going to be about improving in a few areas because the team's going to come at us hard now, I suppose, and but we're confident with the team we got, and we're really excited. Like I said before, don't look for a quick fix because it's such a long road, and whether you debut in your teens or your mid-20s or your late 20s, if it's something you really want to do, then you'll stick at it. And I suppose it doesn't have to be football. I guess it's everything in life. No? Like I said, nothing good comes easy. So just work hard and surround yourself with good people too, I suppose. Surround yourself with people with similar goals, and
people like me, I guess.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, someone like yourself. I hope I've got a decent, 5 to 7 years left in the game, and catch up on lost time. I guess I talked about earlier in my career. It took me a while to get here, but like I said, I'm a footy nerd, and so if I can get a role somewhere within the game at the end of footy, it'd be sort of a dream job for me. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.